Hey guys, long time, no videos. But I'm sorry I haven't been uploading a lot recently. I've just been so busy with school and I really haven't been feeling well lately. I have a really bad headache right now and I have school later on today, so I just decided to get ready for you guys and film a video since I'm not really that busy currently, like in this specific moment. But my last video, as you guys probably know, is when I was introducing to you guys this new series that I was thinking about starting, but I didn't really get much feedback from you guys. I got a few comments, but I didn't really get a lot of feedback. So I didn't know if you guys wanted to really see that or not, but I think, me personally, I think that it would be a good idea. So I'm still going to go on with this series, and I really hope you guys enjoy it. So I wrote down a little list so far, things that I want to make videos about. I think it'll be very beneficial to everybody living with hydrocephalus, or people that just want to know more about it. They could watch these videos and then know more about it. So first off, I just want to apologize for the lighting. It's very bright out, but it's really cold, so it's very bright out and the lighting on my laptop is like really weird, so I'm just sorry about that. But I have a little list right here. So the first thing is driving with hydrocephalus. Then we have like playing gym, swimming. I never really had any personal experiences with swimming, like any difficulties. Whenever I talk in my videos, I'm like always sick. Sorry about that. Then I have dating. That was a big one with you guys. I was getting some messages about that. Roller coasters was another one that I actually did have a few experiences with them that I don't really they're not very fond or very good memories, but I will talk about them. So the first one that I want to talk about today is dating, and I just feel like that's one that I'm more open about because I am dating somebody and it's just very easy for me because I've always been an open person. Usually when I get to Usually when I get to know somebody, the first thing I would tell them is about hydrocephalus because I'm not afraid about it. I'm not embarrassed about it. And at first I never was embarrassed about it. I was just insecure, I guess, because I didn't really know much about it. And then when I got around 17, that's when I really started to understand hydrocephalus and what I had, and I knew things that I could do and things that I couldn't do, and the side effects, like, oh wow, that's why my head hurts when I do that, or oh, maybe this day I should stay home because I'm really not feeling well, and that could be like a symptom of this or something like that. So around 17 was when I started to really understand and started to do more research and started to understand myself better as well, which I think that's a very important thing with people with hydrocephalus and everybody in general, to know more about themselves, because you should know your body and you should know yourself better than anybody else, because only you can know how much pain you're in or know you know what you're going through. So the first thing I want to talk about is dating. So far I don't think you guys know, I don't think I did like a Q&A video, but I want to do a Q&A video, so leave some questions down below, or on my Facebook page or anything like that. So I'm going to be turning 20 next month. I'm 19 in like 3/4 right now, I guess, but yeah, so next month I'm going to be turning 20, and I've been dating my boyfriend, Nicholas, or I call him Nico, and everybody calls him Nico. So I've been dating him since I was 15 and a half, so I was almost turning 16, I guess, and so that's a long time, right? So let me see, I'm trying to figure out questions, like, I guess, like, you know, how did you tell him that you had hydrocephalus? Well, the way that we met, we were just friends in the beginning, but I never really told him about it. So then when we started dating, he really only started to understand it when I went into the hospital. So we were dating, it was like October. It was like October or November, so we only been dating for like a month or 2 months, let's just say. And I went into the hospital because I was having really, really bad migraines. I was feeling nauseous. I could not stand the smell of anything. I didn't want to hear any noise. Like, the noise really bothered me, the light bothered me, and that's usually signs of a migraine, when all those things bother you, and basically you just have to lay down in your bed in the dark and go to sleep, and then wake up and hope that you don't have a migraine anymore. But it was really, really bad, and my mom, usually when I have feelings like that, my mom just makes me, tells me to lay down and go to sleep. And usually I can't go to sleep because the pain's really bad. And then we wait it out. We wait it out because when we go to the hospital, when I'm having those symptoms, they don't do anything for me in the hospital. As many of you guys who have hydrocephalus may know, they don't do anything. They give you medicine, they watch you for an hour or two, and then they tell you to go home. So it's really pointless for me to go to the hospital every single time that I'm feeling those symptoms, because I feel them a lot. So this time it was really super bad. So she brought me to the hospital, and both of our phones had died, so nobody knew where we were except my family. So Nick, he didn't know. He didn't know where I was. So he didn't hear from me for a while, so he went to my house, and my parents, or my dad, told him that I went to the hospital, there was an emergency. So of course he starts freaking out, and he's trying to find out which hospital I'm in. So he goes through these phone books and stuff. This is all that he told me. So he goes through these phone books, and he's calling hospitals near where we live, and he's trying to figure out if they have me, if I'm in the emergency room. So he's calling, and he doesn't find me in any of the emergency rooms near our house. And that's because my hospital is not where I live. It's a good 45 minutes away, because that's the hospital that has all my records and everything. So I don't go to any other hospital when I have something wrong with my shunt or anything involving my hydrocephalus. So he finally called that hospital, and I was there. So they just gave me morphine right before he called, so I was really, really drowsy, and when they hit me with the morphine, or when they injected my IV with the morphine, I just passed out, because that's what morphine does. It takes away your pain for the slightest bit, maybe 3 hours or so, and it makes you pass out because it's morphine. So he calls, and he talks to my mother, and my mother's telling him that everything's fine, and things like that. He really wanted to come to the emergency room to see me, to be with me, and he just wanted to be there, and my mother told him not to, because we're going to be leaving, in a few hours or so, and it wasn't really that big of a deal, and I wasn't, in danger, or, close to death or anything. So, but I just think that was so super cute for him to do that, because we've only been dating for 2 months, like I said, and he went through all that work to try to find me, and it was really, really cute. So besides it being cute, let's get into how I told him. So after that incident, of obviously I had to explain to him what hydrocephalus was, what I have, all the complications that it does to me. Some days I wake up feeling bad, and some days I wake up feeling really, really good and really happy. It just depends on the day, it depends on the season, it depends on what I eat. Depends on the amount of stress that I have, and I put a lot of stress on myself, as you guys can tell, because I'm a nursing student, and I just put so much stress on myself to get really good grades, because that's what I want. And so I just told him about it, and he was really cool about it. He was very intrigued. He thought it was really interesting, but he took with it, and he ran with it, basically, meaning that I told him about it, and then any little time that I felt sick, or I wasn't feeling well, he would think I was gonna die or something. So he would get really worked up, because he didn't want me to die, and I was telling him that I'm not gonna die, that it is a big deal, okay? It's in your brain, it's non-curable. Hydrocephalus is not curable, and it can happen at any single time. Your shunt could fail at any single time, and you really have to know the side effects and stuff, or the symptoms of shunt failure, and then go to the hospital and have brain surgery and stuff. So it is a big deal. I understand where he's coming from, but I feel like for me that's so far-fetched, because I know my body so well that if I did feel like it was shunt failure, I would just go to the hospital. I wouldn't wait for me to pass out or something, or for it to get to that level. So I had to explain to him that I know my body, and that he doesn't need to worry about me until that day comes that I am going to die or something, don't think that you're gonna die, because you could die doing anything in life. You could die I don't know, like walking to your car or something. Like, so I tried explaining it to him like that. And then he understood, and then he stopped worrying about it. And I think he still worries here and now, like now and then. But that's just, somebody who loves you. Anybody that loves you is going to worry about you when you're sick or anything like that. It could be your boyfriend, it could be your husband, it could be your mom, your dad. It could be anybody. Anybody that loves you is going to worry about you now and again. But I just thought it was really cute because we were just there dating and he found out about it and he was just really worried and always wanted me to be happy and stuff. So that's really cute. But yeah, that's how I told him. Now I guess I'll get into like the advice about it. So I would suggest telling the person that you're going to be dating about your hydrocephalus or about any condition that you have a couple months in, or of course like me, if there was an incident and they want to know what it's about, then I guess you would tell them. But I wouldn't suggest telling them until you really got on that comfortable level with them. And what I mean is, I've been dating him for a long time. I know what I'm talking about, okay? When you start dating somebody, you're still in that lovey-dovey phase where you two are like always together like this and you guys always call each other and you're on Snapchat all the time and you're video chatting and things like that. And you guys are comfortable with each other, but not to that level yet where you could share like your deepest, your deepest, darkest secrets, So I would suggest that once you get to that level, after you're done with the lovey-dovey stuff and like you guys really get to know each other and ask each other those questions, then I would suggest telling them, just because if you tell them right off the bat, especially at a younger age like me at 15, if you tell them, or even younger, people date nowadays at like 12, like I don't know, but I would not suggest telling them until you're mature enough about it where you feel comfortable telling them and that they're mature about it where they're not going to think you're a freak. Because it is freaky. It is a freaky thing. If I just told somebody on the street, hey, I have a brain condition and it basically takes up half of my brain and I only have my right side of my brain and I'm blind in my left eye and I had all these surgeries and I have a big scar on my stomach, they would think I'm a freak. They'll be like, who is this person talking to me right now? Like, back up, person. So I would suggest telling them when you're comfortable, when they're mature about it, and when you are mature about it and confident in yourself to tell that to somebody. Because I know a lot of people that have hydrocephalus or any condition, rheumatoid arthritis, autism, anything, when people tell them about it, some people run away because they don't want to deal with it. They don't want to deal with having somebody that could possibly be sick some days or healthy other days. They just want somebody to be with, So I would suggest telling them, I keep repeating this, so just telling them when you're mature, when they're mature, and when you're ready. Don't feel like you need to tell them right off the bat because they don't need to know. It's your story and it's something personal with you and it's a part of you. It's like another part of you. I'm going to compare it to virginity, okay? I'm sorry if you guys aren't mature enough to hear this, but I'm going to compare it to virginity because virginity is something really special and very sacred that, you're supposed to save to marriage, blah, 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 to do. And you don't just give that away to some random guy in the street, like I said, or some random guy that you've only been dating for like a month or so. You don't do that. I mean, I hope you don't do that. If you do that, that's fine with you. But I'm just saying, for me personally, I wouldn't do that. Because it's very sacred and it's something that you can't get back. So it's the same thing with hydrocephalus. It's a very personal thing with me. Some people may not think it's that personal, but I think it is personal because it's something... My cat's at my door. Oh. Come here, baby. Come on. Come in. Come in. Come on. She doesn't even want to come in, but she's meowing at my door. So, anyway, so I think it is very personal. So I think that's another side to yourself that you should give to people when you're ready to give it to them. Because it is very special. You don't just meet somebody and tell them, oh, I have hydrocephalus. Like I said, you really make it personal. It's just very personal. I think it's very, it's a side that if somebody told me that they had a condition or something, I would feel very honored that they told me because it is very, it's just personal. I mean, I don't know another word to describe it. It's very, very personal. It's your side of yourself that you're exposing and you're becoming more vulnerable to them now because now they know about it. and now they're going to be the person worrying about you about it, and they're going to love you more for it because now they know that, hey, you're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. I don't wish a disease or anything on anybody. I wish everybody was healthy. But that's not life. Not everybody is healthy. So I would suggest doing it when you're ready, especially when you're ready, because it is very personal. And like I said, if you don't feel that way, that is your business. You could tell everybody in the world, and then, you know, you do you. You do you, girl. But for me, I think it's very personal, so that's why I wouldn't just come out the bat and tell somebody. I would really have a sit-down talk with somebody if I really wanted to come out to them about it or something. She keeps meowing at my door. So anyway, I hope this wasn't too long. I feel like I repeated myself a lot, which I probably did, and I'm sorry about that. But yeah, so I hope this was helpful to you guys, and stay tuned for the next video, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, y'all!